Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today you will have to excuse my voice, just recovering from the flu, so it's a bit rusty, but it's not like that during the conversation because that was done before Christmas. Today's episode is part of the Creative Space series, where I talk to members of the Creative Space community about meaningful work, good lives, and how we navigate change without losing ourselves along the way. My guest today is Andrea Wodniok. We met through this Creative Space community, which I'm a part of myself. And from the very first Zoom call, it was obvious that Andrea has this rare ability to make people relax and show up more as themselves, even through a screen. Andrea works with improv theater, acceptance and commitment therapy, and the hero's journey as a tool in her coaching practice. She helps people with public speaking, communication, creativity, and confidence. She recently followed her heart and moved from Germany to Ireland, and she's right in the middle of building something new, which makes today's topic especially fitting. Because today's episode is called Screw Up Happy, a conversation about mistakes, messiness, inner critics, and what becomes possible when we stop trying to be perfect and start being human. And just one quick note to you as a podcast listener before we get started. I recently moved my podcast to another hosting platform. It's called fountain.fm, and so far I'm really happy with it. What does this mean for you as a listener? Nothing really if you don't want to, but if you want to be part of the conversation around the episodes, comment on topics, share ideas, and anything else that you want to give me feedback on, you can do that now. You can download the Fountain listening app to your phone and listen to all your podcasts there. You can even earn some money while listening, and you can support your favorite podcast directly by listening or by sending them a boost. So it's totally up to you. It's a great app and I highly recommend it, and I will put the link in the show notes. Now, let's get started with today's conversation. Here is Andrea Wodniok. Andrea, I am so happy to have you here on the podcast. Welcome to Stories for the Future.
And thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
As I have mentioned in the introduction, you and we have met through the Creative Space community, where we are both members. And I have said it to you earlier that when I attended one of your recent events, that you have this really good vibe. And you bring it to a meeting, even the Zoom meetings, you get people to, at least me, to relax and be themselves. How can we be more ourselves in everything that we do and not care so much about, like, if we mess up or fall on our face or say the wrong thing in a meeting or in a podcast or write the wrong thing on social media?
Me too. Yeah.
Yes. And so to start with, can you briefly start by telling us a bit about what you do in your work?
Okay. So that is always the moment where my brain goes, oh my
Yeah. I know.
I have to give a perfect pitch. Screw up happy.
Yeah, exactly.
If I think of a book title of my life, then it would be Screw Up Happy. So it doesn't mean that I'm a screw up necessarily. Sometimes, yes, but it's also good to have a good laugh about it and a story to tell for later on. But also it shows everyone in the room, hey, it's okay to be human. It's okay to be messy. You don't have to figure it out every time. You don't have to be perfect. So with my background coming from theater and music, jazz music, there's a lot of pressure going on there. And I always had the feeling I want to do something else, not too much like this competition side where you have to be the perfect performer. But I love theater. I love being on stage and to give that passion to others and help others to be more themselves on stage, enjoy the messy moments instead of blaming yourself, not doing it right. Yeah, and so that's my background actually, and I'm coming from improv theater where that's my first love, and it taught me a lot. And I was my first group was we were five, and four men and one woman, and I was the only woman. So I learned a lot. And after that, I thought, well, I want to give workshops about improv, about theatre, how to use it for life, for every every field actually, and how to apply it into business, into education, into leadership, into humanity.
Yeah.
That's my main mission.
And we will get back to a lot of what you already mentioned. But I just have to mention it because I'm so amazed by your. To me, you could be Irish or kind of come from that part of the world, but you're German. So
Yes,
I
I
don't
am.
have the best ear when it comes to like languages or dialects, to say like put it mildly. Your accent is so you could have fooled me, but you're from
Oh,
Germany, right?
yes, I'm from Germany, but I don't want to fool you. So
No.
here's the secret. My mom is English, so yeah, she brought me up English, so bilingual,
Right.
English and German. But I'm still having yeah, this mixed brain, and sometimes I love saying that my favorite language is gibberish. So yeah.
Yeah. But you dream in German or English?
Oh, that's a nice question. I dream in colors. I dream in a movie style. I would say that. And I watch a lot of English movies,
Yeah.
perhaps more German when I'm in Germany and more English when I'm in
Right. Yeah.
Ireland. Yeah.
Okay, so dive into the topic of today, or
Yeah.
like the title for this episode, Screw Up Happy. What does that mean to you? And I think also I want to add, why do you think it is important these days?
Mm. So, yeah, as I just mentioned, I think Screw Up Happy, when I speak about it or mention it, then it brings a smile onto everyone's faces,
Hmm.
and the connection is there because then you feel like, oh, okay, it's not only me.
Mm.
Um, and I think that's why it's so important to talk about, I think, because we're so used to nowadays, more than perhaps ever, because of social media and so on,
Yeah.
to have the perfect face, the perfect vacation, the perfect job,
Yeah.
business, or yeah, you name it. So sometimes it's really nice to be around people who say, hey, I'm okay to be messy.
Mm.
I'm okay to be not my perfect self now. And actually, I'm really into connection, into really um, curiosity, and get to know you, get to know this moment. And that's also what improv has taught me, to
Mm.
be in this present moment here with you instead of always trying to catch for laughs or being the great performer. I don't say
Mm.
that improv doesn't have that too, because there's a lot of pressure in improv
Mm.
too. At the beginning, I mentioned I was in a group with four men, and the one thing I was always amazed by, that they could just jump into the scene and make the greatest fool of themselves, and they would enjoy it. And for me, it was kind of, I was always overthinking and not really jumping into the scene straight away because I didn't really feel safe enough
Mm.
or didn't believe in myself. Um, but improv really taught me the way of, okay, you don't have to like have the whole story in your head. Just one step, just one little scene, just one little movement or emotion that you're showing.
Mm.
And then your partner, um, because you're never alone on the stage when you play improv, or when you're alone on stage, then you have the audience with you. So you can also play with the audience when you do a solo improv show or something.
Mm.
So just to think of that, and to make um, the room, the stage alive with the people that are already in there, and you don't have to grasp for new inspirations, best ideas or something.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was thinking, and we talked about this earlier, that improv must be a really great place to practice not always being in your own head. Like I mentioned to you, the feeling I always get if you're in a meeting and meeting new people, for instance, and you're going to have
Hmm.
this introduction round. I think that it's not only me who sits there and keeps thinking about what I'm going to say. So I miss what the rest of the group is saying because I'm so into my own head. But if you're doing improv, you can't do that because you kind of have to play ball with the other participants, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you are in your head, like overthink it and really struggling, what do I say? Then you miss it.
Yes.
Then you miss the part where you could jump in, and then it becomes awkward. Like,
Mm,
yeah, and then you're frozen, and yeah, so completely get the feeling.
mm,
And it's so human because we try to protect ourselves.
yeah.
And this is why I jumped into, or not jumped into, but specialized into stage fright
Right.
5 years ago, and doing presentation trainings with the focus on stage fright, because that is also a topic that is not really yet liked, talked about.
Mm,
So a lot of taboo is happening around that.
yes.
Everyone is nervous. That's okay, and having butterflies. But what happens if you blank out and can't say anything? So to really know, okay, what to do when I'm stuck, I'm frozen, I don't know what to say, and so just um, how to make the switch happening and being back into the driver's seat
Mm,
and doing the first move.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and so my my way of um yeah, getting into the driver's seat is again is to open the stage for everyone.
Mm,
When I give workshops, then I talk a little bit about myself, but the main part is, or what is helping me, is when I introduce the others around me and hear about their stories and connect
mm,
with my audience, with my participants, with you,
mm,
and make you feel seen and heard.
yes.
And then we can create something together. And it's an improv principle, let your partner shine. So
Right.
I give you something, but you also give me something, and we
Mm,
play together.
mm,
And if we just remember times where we were childish or playing as children, we didn't think about what to say, what to do.
mm.
We just came together and played, and we didn't need much. So it is actually improv. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's what I love about it.
Yes. I when you mentioned stage fright, I remember I told you about this, that I had this experience. I was, and this is actually on the podcast. It's a previous episode that I
Hmm.
recorded live from a panel discussion that I moderated. And the part where I got really, really extremely, I don't know if I was nervous, but my body just kind of took charge and my voice started shaking. Like for the first minute or so, I think I was just like, it was crazy. And
Yeah.
in my head afterwards, it was a disaster. So, and
Hmm.
it's not on the podcast episode itself because I cut it out. That is also,
Hmm.
I should have left it in actually, just to kind of screw up Happy. But the thing
Right.
happening was that for, I think, a week or two after that event, even though the rest of the panel discussion, everything went really good, I kept beating myself up for this first
Mm.
minute. I was so like, oh, it just ruined everything for me.
Mhm.
And I feel that I'm over it now. But what would you say to me? How to deal with
Oh,
this?
I feel you. I feel you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's reminds me of every improv scene I've done.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you improvise, then you go for it and you just go like, yeah, okay, I have a good idea. or I go with this offer, or I go with this intention. And then you play it, and perhaps it doesn't really land well, or doesn't really have the magic spark
Mm.
that you wished for, because you always hope for the best.
Mm.
And then you go off stage and you relax, your body relaxes, your brain relaxes, and then, oh, I have the perfect idea. I know what to do now, but the scene is already over. And what do you do with that moment? You could blame yourself for, "Oh, why couldn't I do this, or why didn't I do that?"
Mm.
Or just laugh about it and just, okay, thank you for this wisdom now.
Yeah.
To thank your brain, and to be more kind to yourself and curious. Okay, what can I learn from this? Instead of beating yourself up for a thing that has happened, and what is there, or what was there for the right moment, because yeah, sometimes you just react, or your brain tries to protect you
Mm.
again. Oh, I could tell you stories
Mm.
when I really, really screwed up on stage several times.
Yeah.
And went for the right decision there, but then in the end,
Yeah.
blamed myself or
Yes.
beaten myself up. And it still happens, even though I have a wonderful love that is called improv and teaches me other things, but I'm still a human.
Mm.
Doing improv, you learn how to screw up happy.
Mm.
But then when I dived into stage fright and coaching, and this is where I got to know creative space through
Mm.
Ruth, through our training in solution focused coaching, and how to use this all, and the creativity part, the playfulness,
Mm.
but also the psychology behind it. And yeah, and I wrote down screw up happy. So that means you meet mistakes with curiosity, playfulness, and values, and then we can live and screw up happily ever after.
Yes. Love it. Yeah. But I wonder is like because the psychology in it for me when
Yeah.
if I try to kind of dissect why did I feel so bad afterwards, it's very much, and it doesn't feel very good to say this, but it's very much because I keep thinking about what the people who sat in that audience are thinking
Mm.
about me afterwards. And this was a room full of like uh, researchers and PhDs from here to the
Right.
moon. Like it was a scary crowd in a way, and another way not. But that is what I keep. Oh, what is that person thinking, and what is that person
Mm.
thinking? And then I thought to myself, isn't it really? If I sat in the audience and I was watching a person who got kind of really nervous, it didn't ruin the whole thing, but she or he was nervous, I would actually feel better. Like,
Mm.
oh, they're human, and it's the same if you go, you know, if you go visit somebody. Uh, I think it's
Oh,
so
yes.
nice to get to a home where things are a bit messy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so wonderful to see that. But I still keep like if guests are coming over, oh, it needs to look like. Why do we do
Yeah.
this? Isn't that strange?
It is. It's like the competition in our
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
It's still
performance
going
and
on,
yes.
and performance, and really like, where does it come from actually?
Mm.
And to ask yourself, okay, deep down, what am I really looking for? Is it really the attention that
Mm.
I want from these people? Do I need the permission to do this
Mm.
from them? Or do I have a message I want to carry? Do I have, like, that is where I come from, and what I got to know through my work is acceptance and commitment therapy, where you accept sides of you, like stage fright
Mhm.
or difficult emotions, um, yeah, and then also to move towards a meaningful and more value-based committed action that you want to, like, okay, I want to go on stage because um I love improv so much. I want to teach it. And that's why I keep on doing this work. Even if it means I'm really falling down on my nose and have to build up myself constantly. And but that doesn't mean that I'm a screw up. It means actually I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm yeah. If you think it also more in a hero journey line, that is my growth moment. This is where I can follow my story, own my story.
Yeah.
So to see that in this way, to reframe your mindset and also to rewire your brain in this way. Yeah, has helped me a lot
So that is
in dealing with this.
acceptance and commitment therapy. It's
That's
ACT,
right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Interesting. So
And
it
I learned
starts.
that
Sorry. Yeah. Go on.
I learned that through my work with stage fright. And getting to know other people, working psychology, and we talked about several things and what I do and want to do and how to apply improv to get you out of your head, basically, and to really rethink the situations in a playful and creative way instead of because you know how it is. The scene you just mentioned, the situation where you went on stage and you had the others in the room and the conference and so on, and you have it in your mind and repeatedly like going over and over again in your head.
Yeah.
And it's never like it's a broken record.
Yes.
But how would it be if you just could play it in a different genre, for example? And this is how you can use improv. Like, okay, I play it again, but now in an action movie style, or as a rom-com, or as a documentation. So how fun would that be? And it brings it like, immediately you smile and laugh,
Yeah.
and then it's something else happening, and you feel more safe and comfortable.
Interesting. Oh, I will try that
Yeah.
with the replay. I can say that for me, I think I stopped beating myself up after I had done another one. Like I got back on the horse and it went really well. So that
Right.
is then I forgot about the bad one quite soon. So yeah, that worked, but I wasn't sure it was going to work because you have this record in your head, and it like the body what it does when it just kind of does something that you're you're not prepared for at all. Like thinking you have everything under control, and then suddenly your leg can start shaking, or your voice, in my case, or yeah. So
The body knows better
yes,
sometimes.
it
Yeah,
does. It
that's
really
right.
does.
And
Yeah.
may I ask, what did you do to like motivate you to give another round or do it all over again?
Oh, it was already in the calendar, so I kind of didn't have a choice.
You had to.
I had to. Or else I'm not
Right.
sure, actually. But yes, I'm not scared. But I guess it also had something to do with the audience, that this is also something I want to talk about, because I listened to this podcast about a woman who is teaching communication at a university, Stanford or something. And she talked about how we, depending on kind of where we feel in the setting we're in, like let's say I'm in a meeting with a lot of people that I feel have a higher knowledge than I have in a certain area, and the way that you're more intimidated and less confident, everything. Yeah, how to deal with that, because that was very much the case there. I felt like, okay, these people know so much more than I do. Why am I here? And the other one was a lot more like relaxed, feeling like I was home. So
And
yeah.
support it and safe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And this is actually, yeah, where I also go into my head and it's like, okay, what do I do when I don't feel comfortable? When I don't feel I am allowed to screw up? And
Mm.
sometimes I ask also the person, am I really allowed here to be myself?
Yeah.
And then okay, it's like a barometer or something,
Yes.
where you get a sense in the room and feel, okay, is it okay here or not?
Mm.
But if you don't feel the vibe is there, so how do you feel the confidence, or how do you get the confidence to be yourself and to trust what you do is good? So that is a complete different story.
Mm.
um, but it mainly, when I also think of ACT, is what is important to you and the values that you want to transport, but also carry within you. So going into this podcast is also something nerve-wracking,
Mm.
perhaps, but also I don't know who will listen to me or not, but or to us,
Mm.
because we create this together. And so to think also, when I look into stage fright, what gives me confidence and what am I really grateful for? What do I already know? And so writing things down, journaling is really good,
Mm.
to ground yourself again and to go into back into nature, do something that you really love, and to really be there. Always take a step back from the situation you're in
Mm.
and notice the surroundings you're in, and use the one thing that is there right before you, and you don't have to invent everything new. So yeah, something like this, that we
Mm.
have the small discussions and we just go from here, and then the next step will arise. But to trust the moment is not always easy. It
No,
takes
it's not.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. And I have also sometimes had a like this. If you go into a scene where you don't actually know people, that
Yeah.
can be really good, I think, because then
Yeah.
you lack the starstruckness in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I met someone a long time ago that in a kind of a startup scene, and he was sitting like in a lunch area or something, and I didn't know who that was, so I just sat down and started chatting, and like
Yeah.
no nerves at all. And then afterwards, he was the main person on stage, and a really famous like designer or something. Um,
Yeah.
and I was, oh, so then I really had this lack of starstruckness that was
Mm-hmm.
in my
That's
favor,
good.
because yeah, so that is also
Right.
something, and is
Yeah.
also kind of trying to see it from a like the astronaut perspective, or just like
Yes. Yeah.
distance yourself. Is that
Yeah.
something that you use?
Oh, yes, the ego perspective. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, when you, take a step back and perhaps also ask yourself, will I think about this situation perhaps in a year, when you speak of screwing up
Mm.
or messing up, because sometimes we're really, really into it and can't really diffuse ourselves from this situation. So you
Mm.
really have to, work on it and to take the eco perspective and to ask yourself, okay, 1 year from now, um, how do I want this story to be told or be remembered?
Mm.
So something like that. Do you know what diffusion is? Shall I explain it a little
Yeah,
bit more?
yes,
Yeah.
please do.
Okay. So diffusion comes from the ACT perspective, so acceptance and commitment therapy. Uh, so ACT is based on 6 core principles,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them is diffusion, where you really have the feeling, I'm fusioned with this picture. I am a screw up.
Mm-hmm.
I am this person on the picture, when you don't really like to look up pictures where you are involved.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And diffusion tries to make this separate you from this moment and shows you, okay, this is just one side of me or one part of my life. It doesn't define me. So I screwed up. I did a mistake, but I am not the mistake.
Right.
I am in this picture, but I am not this picture.
Yes.
So how to separate yourself. And this also is really meaningful because then you also can, yeah, take a breather, take a
Mm.
step back, and then your mind, your brain also allows you to think of different things and not constantly trying to protect yourself.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what helps for me when I use all these principles, these methods from improv, from our act, and so on, I just want to give you some examples. When you think of jazz music or music, and when someone goes off a key or a tune,
Mm.
and when you repeat it, then it becomes an intention, and then everyone goes like, "Ooh, that's a nice way of doing it." So how about using this instead of, "Oh, I can't do this ever again," but
Yeah.
how about just repeat it and perhaps several times and make it your character, make it your
Ah.
personality, your style. So that is one thing I love.
Mm.
Then as a facilitator, I can describe a situation where I really screwed up. um, I had a room full of students, medical students, and we were supposed to do some persona, character building, and to work on empathy for patients.
Mm.
And before that, I wanted to do a energizer and thought of this wonderful activity and tried to really entertain them. And they looked at me with these strange faces and just said, "What on earth are you trying, lady, to do with us here?" So what I did, and because I am working in this field as a workshop facilitator for 15 years, I just went on with it, made it my own, and kept on,
Yeah.
but then also had the courage to let go of it and just drop it
Okay.
and on one point and just say, "Okay, thank you for trying it out with me. Now we move on. Now we do something else."
Yeah.
And to concentrate on things you really like doing, that you are comfortable with, you're safe, because otherwise you keep on doing the screw up moment over
Mm.
and over again, and then it gets worse and worse.
Mm.
But it's the main thing is you, because you're the one, the facilitator in the room, who wants to keep it together, keep the structures. So sometimes it's also good to focus on yourself on, okay, what gives me the pleasure here? What
Mm.
is really giving me the comfort, the safe place? So that is really important. Yeah.
Right. I was thinking when you talked about these medical students that you also, because I did the same with trying
Mhm.
to do an exercise that I thought was really, really good with engineers, and they didn't get it at all. They really, why? But I didn't, I remember I made it really, really short because I
Mhm.
could see that, okay, this is not landing at all. So I guess like learning also to read your audience in a way or to
Mhm.
prepare, like
Yeah.
know your audience is
Yeah.
important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is important. But also try out things and
Yes.
don't be scared of, yeah. It's good to try out new things and for yourself as well. And celebrate the moment that you've tried and
Yes.
yeah, encourage yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah, because sometimes we always forget to celebrate these small steps
Oh yeah.
and even the mistakes that we made and just like, oh,
Mm.
just forget about it. No, no, no. But
Mm.
how about telling it in a story or laugh about it or
Mm.
with a dear friend or something? And yeah,
Yeah.
that helps.
Talking about trying new things, creative space,
Yeah.
where this community has a lot of people who are moving into new paths or trying new things and starting companies. It's a lot of solopreneurs, coaches,
Mm,
creatives in the community. So they are great examples of people who tries. But what do you
mm,
I know so many people who don't. Like they might have a dream, or they might feel that they're not in the right place, work-wise or otherwise. So what do you think is stopping people from daring to
Mm.
jump or try something else? Is it scare of other people, or what do you think is the main cause?
Oh, I think there's many topics, many things around the world going on, and in your head,
Mm.
not trying what you really are passionate about. And I think it's also, what's the word? Yeah, they're right to be there. It's not a like it's not a small thing.
Mm.
So either it's you're dependent on your income, or you can't do it because you don't have the surrounding, you don't have the support. Um, yeah, or you don't. The main issue is perhaps the core belief that you really don't think you're good enough to do that. You're strong enough. I can't do this. So when it comes to this, I always think, okay, what are you really passionate about? What gives you this internal motivation? Um, if nobody would look, or what would you do?
Yes.
And if you want to do that more, why not? Do it more, and perhaps just tiny steps each day, one little tiny step. Experimenting, being playful, even if it's just playing with your children. Or yeah, playing with creativity in a different way that you didn't really use it before. So when you think of these situations, how would it be as an action movie, or yeah, something poetic,
Yes.
or film noir or something?
Yeah.
So just let your mind daydream also for a bit, and don't stop yourself just immediately that you have to stop yourself. No, just tiny baby steps,
Yes.
and perhaps also to allow yourself to take a breather, to take a moment for yourself, and perhaps journal, write things down. Imagine a world where there's no right or wrong, where you are allowed to screw up happy. Yeah.
I'm starting to
And
see myself in a movie now, or different genres. That's very interesting.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, you
Oh.
mentioned an exercise.
Yeah. So this exercise is, I love doing that when entering a stage or before entering a stage, because it gives you a mind shift or perspective change. Change of perspective, sorry. Screw up.
Happy?
Also with the language here. Yeah. Okay, so if you want, we can do that exercise together.
Yes.
And it's just easy. Follow my instructions, and you don't have to do much. You just look through the room.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So the first time now is that you look through the room, and whatever you are seeing, you name it out loud. But perhaps for this podcast, name it out loud in your head. So when I see a mirror, then I see like name out loud a mirror, or a tree, a Christmas tree, or a picture hanging on the wall. So just saying it with no emotion, just as it is.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm going to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you can also say that now in your head, because yeah, it's on a podcast, so everyone who listens can do the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we give us a couple of seconds. Okay.
Got it.
Good. So the next time, or next round, is that you look again around, and the things that you see are disgusting. So really, really disgusting. They're not really nice to look at. You want them out of the room. You don't want them here. You just, ugh, everything's disgusting. So if you listen to this, you can also say it out loud now if you want to, Vishnu.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay. Ooh, elephant.
room, door, room, mirror,
Loudspeaker. Ooh.
ugh, lamp,
Sticky note.
tree, ugh,
Screen.
candle. Okay, we get it, I
Yeah.
think. Good. So the third round now is everything is lovely, just the right way. And you show compassion towards everything in the room. You love being surrounded by these things. Okay. So you name out the things out loud and with a compassionate and loving and kindful way.
Okay. Elephant.
Mirror, door,
Loudspeaker.
picture,
Screen.
bridge,
Sticky note.
tree, and
Yeah, I feel better after the last round. And I keep wondering what people must think since I say elephant, that I there's an elephant in my
Yeah,
room.
that's right.
It's really, really small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It has a lot to do with how you feel. Yeah, even though we don't put any adjectives in front of it, it's just the way that you
no,
say it or yeah, think
yeah,
it.
yeah. So that's a small activity you can do whenever you feel like, oh, um, yeah, like you don't want to go onto stage or you don't
Mm.
want to wake up even. Yeah, start with neutrality,
Mm-hmm.
then do the extreme disgust or everything is awful, dramatize, have a little playfulness with it
Mm.
because that's also the fun about it. And then the third one, compassionate and love and
Mm.
kindness. Yeah,
And that is, of course, the one you end with.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Well, if
good.
you want to stop with disgusting and everything's awful around you, okay, you can do that too. But
Yeah.
make sure that you have the playfulness with you.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll remember this. And it's very much often the way that if something feels icky or bad or disgusting,
Yeah.
it affects everything else. Like,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah. It does.
So true.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a one great exercise. So just to kind of wrap it up, unless there's something else you want to add before we wrap it up.
I mean, there are so many things that you can discover with improv and act, and there's small snippets here. But I think the main thing is when we speak about Screw Up Happy is to see mistakes as offers, as invitations instead of, oh dear.
Yes.
Because shit happens. It's how we react to those situations and to these moments. And how do you want to be remembered or how do you want to remember these moments? And the core principles of ACT are helping me to diffuse myself from these moments, to see, okay, it's just one part of my life, or not even a part. It's just one small snippet that happened, and I move on. Because I love daddy daddy da. And improv gives me a more connected way to my life and a more playfulness and creative part. Yeah. So that's said.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you think that if the world, the entire world, were a little bit more screw up happy, do you think that we would treat each other better? Perhaps.
Oh, I would definitely say that.
Yes,
Yes.
I think so
Yeah,
too.
because I think we then say, hey, I trust you. And I give you this trust and safety, and you give it to me too. So it's yeah, we're building this together. So we're not alone. We're not even though we're solopreneurs in creative space, we're together, we're in this world, we're experiencing different challenges. And why not reach out to one another and ask for help instead of seeing us all the time as competitors
Yeah.
and you can steal my clients or something. Because it's not healthy in a way. It's in the long term, it's really suffocating and dramatic. So I think to keep yourself alive and ongoing, you need this trust. Yeah.
There was one thing I just have to add this because when you said something about giving something to or giving the other person the opportunity to shine, and that I think is important because there's so many arenas, or you could just take a meeting and group meeting in a company or anything, that many people are, and myself included, I'm sure, that we're so like occupied with this idea that we have to perform again or show ourselves as I know this. So we don't often like hand something to other people in the meeting that, okay, can you tell us more about I know you are good at this. Like we should be more generous with each other in this situation, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I remember the other podcast of you where you had the storytelling as a change maker, and that reminds me as well as from a theatre perspective, Theatre of the Oppressed.
Yes.
It's called, and it's a very powerful theatre form coming from South America, where theatre was used as a tool, but as a stage for everyone to speak up, to give a voice for someone who doesn't have a voice. And it was all about, or is about, making alliances and connections, and to see that you're not alone in this, and that we're here in a society, and that we build this society together. And kind of remember as well, because I think the world has gotten a bit strange nowadays.
Yeah. Yes.
In these ways, and to see the power of when different people come together and to allow each other to have different opinions, different mindsets, different worlds, different movies, how we can really benefit from each other, and enrich us, and get stronger together. Yeah,
definitely. So if people wanted to I like it when it's really practical, so people can go out and test something or just think about something. Perhaps if people wanted to become a little bit more playful and more like screw up happy, a little bit more like, what is one thing we can do the next week or so, just to test something?
Okay. So I improvise here. But how about next week, when you screwed up or messed up, instead of beating yourself up, you cheer for yourself. You make woohoo! I messed up, woohoo! And mean it, and don't really fake it or clownesque or something, but really, own it. It's my story. I messed up. Wonderful.
Yes.
So how about this?
Yes, that sounds really good. And aren't there, what do they call it? They have these meetings where people share their screw ups.
Oh,
I don't
yes,
know.
that's right.
We should have
Oh, I
more of
don't know.
that, I guess. Like, just it's so that the more screw ups you have, the more you have to kind of give to this. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I guess there are some out there. We have to just look for it.
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
This has been so great. I'm learning so much from you every time we speak. So, yeah, thank you so much, Andrea. Well, that was a good reminder to me, at least, not to take everything so seriously. We all mess up, we say the wrong thing, freeze in a meeting, We try something that doesn't work, and maybe the real work isn't avoiding those moments, but learning how to meet them with a bit more kindness, curiosity, and playfulness. I really loved Andrea's reminder that one awkward moment doesn't define you, it's just one scene in a much bigger story. This episode is part of the Creative Space series, and you will find links to Creative Space, Andrea, and everything we mentioned in the show notes. And if you're listening on the Fountain app, you can comment directly on the episode and be part of the conversation around the podcast. I will read every comment, and I really enjoy hearing what resonates with you. You will also find links in the show notes to my work, my website, storiesforthefuture.com, which is brand new, by the way, my Substack, viklavnes.substack.com, and everything happening around Stories for the Future. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, try not to be too hard on yourself, and don't be afraid to screw up happy. See you soon.